An ordinary London street. Well, not in there, it's not. It's a VIP room here, and in a couple of hours' time, there's going to be lots of people who are very important wanking. Obviously hasn't started yet, because people aren't wanking, but soon. And this is basically the men's room. It's got a couple of men here fiddling around with something. And this is basically the women's area. So in a couple of hours, this place is going to be literally full of masturbating ladies. Smells very nice. Last Saturday, London was host to the first ever international charity masturbatathon. It's no surprise really that the blogs went pretty mad for this, seeing as it had the perfect combination of sex and sex. We muscled past the media to greet Dr. Carol, the woman behind the event and our web celeb this week. I mean, the basic problem at the moment, in your mind, is that masturbation in our society is still a bit of a taboo topic.
That's exactly right.
If, for example, I was caught masturbating by my mother, she'd be like, what the hell's going on here? What would you like my mother's reaction to change to?
Well, generally, we think an enlightened mother would say, honey, your room's in there, you should go on in there, that's a private activity generally. Of course, we realize that here at the Masturbatathon, we're making it a little more public.
I remember my first sexual experience, the girl with whom I was experiencing said, you should be making noises.
You should be making noises.
What would you say to her?
Oh, well, I would say that should is very rarely a useful term when we're talking about sexuality, and that she was actually not giving you the chance to just be you in your own experience and your own body and process.
Are you going to be participating?
It depends entirely on how many people there are and how much there is to do and sort of oversee.
You may need a bit of stress relief
but
to
it's
help you out with
perfectly
interviews.
possible that there will be time for me to go and have a wank, and that would be very nice. I have participated in them in the past.
Do you use the phrase have a wank, or do you use a different phrase?
In the US, usually we say the commonest phrase is jack off. Lots of times the women will say jilling off now. It sort of made it jacking and jilling.
Because obviously in the Jack and Jill thing, Jack broke his head. So
that's true. Although remember in the poem that he wasn't actually masturbating. No. He was just going up to fetch water, and perhaps if he'd stayed down at the bottom of the hill and he hadn't worked so hard, he'd be fine now.
Just stay down at the hill, jack off, and then he'd be fine, hopefully. Yeah. With the pressures of work and school nowadays, there isn't really any time for friends, which is fine, until you start to lose all respect when nobody phones you anymore. Well, there's now no need to worry, because the automated men and women at new website Popularity Dialer will now telephone you at any time you request.
Hey you, what's going on? Well, that's good.
It costs absolutely nothing, but it isn't quite yet available in England. However, they let me try it out on a friend of mine who hasn't been having the best of luck over recent months. I thought this would cheer him up.
Hey you, what's going on?
Oh, is that the ambulance? Yeah, thank you so much for calling back. He literally just fell onto the knife. He's still conscious though.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but he's bleeding really badly. What do you think I should do?
I don't know, I was just wondering what you were up to.
I put a couple of towels against the wound to keep the bleeding in. Is there anything else you think I should be doing?
Oh my god, you know who's gonna be there?
Who?
Yeah, you know who.
The paramedics. A doctor?
So should I tell them you're coming?
Well, if you need room for me in the ambulance, then yeah, you probably should.
It's gonna be awesome.
What sort of time will you be here? I need to come downstairs to let you in.
So why don't we meet there at 7?
In 10 minutes, that's great. That's really fast.
Alright.
Good. Okay, I'm so glad you're coming. He started to lose consciousness.
I can't wait to see you.
Me too.
Alright,
Okay,
well you hang up first.
Okay, I'll see you in 10 minutes. See you in 10 minutes. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Dad, they're coming. It's gonna be okay.
Back when William the Conqueror first conquered England, he had no idea where anything was. So he sent out little squires to have a look for him, and the result was the famous Doomsday Book, which finally, this week, was put online. At the click of a button, you can now search to see exactly who owned which chicken where. But disappointingly, I found no mention of my own place of work, Kentish Town. So today, I set about changing that. And so it was I came to count the men and things of Kentish town, but much had changed since I last came a-counting round these parts, Chickens none and dogs and none, just men who drink vodka. None of swine or ducks or horse, just inns and greasy spoons. There's many a man who'll sell you a house, and for naked ones there's even a spa, where £5 I have heard will get you quite far. And when I tired of Kentish town, I hop on a thing called a bus. But wearing these clothes, I feel like a pricker and worry that I will be cussed. Well, that's about it for this week. Of course, I'm not going to leave until I mention my blog, which this week features an extended version of my experience at the Masturbator-thon, along with lots of other goodies. You'll find it on our links page. And if you're not watching this as a podcasted show, then why not subscribe and follow in the footsteps of those who have? It's free. Guys, if you find any dead bumblebees, could you bring them over to me over there? I'm making earmuffs out of dead bumblebees. So if you find any, then I'll just be over there.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.